Hello everyone, with the new GTA Online weekly update, we have several different bonuses that are going to allow you to make extra cash this week because they're all paying out double money and double RP. You can absolutely make millions of dollars this week and extra millions of dollars at a faster rate, but you need to put in the work to actually obtain those millions because so many of these activities and jobs that are on double money are the odd jobs, the legal ways of making money. But we just got 3 new ones with this weekly update as well, which we're going to be talking about. We got the forklift operator job that was added, the firefighter job, plus the paper route activity. And so I wanted to talk about those activities anyway, showcase them, go through them, give you my first impressions. But I'm also going to just add that to this week's weekly money guide because are those content activities actually worth playing? And honestly, I think some of them really are, more so than the other OG ones which we've had already, like taxi work, pizza deliveries, and others we're going to be discussing. So we have all that, plus we have an illicit business that's giving you double the production on that business, generating the product that you can sell. So you can absolutely make a lot of money faster with that business compared to usual, compared to when there's no bonuses at all. That being said though, it's also gonna require extra attention and care on your part because you're gonna need to do twice the deliveries in the same amount of time to make that extra money. So we're gonna jump into everything today, review it all. There's so much, so let's just jump in. Also, real quick, I just recorded my outro, and so I feel like I should give a disclaimer at the beginning of today's video as well. With these legal ways to make money, they're not going to replace like your actual active grinding content. If you're grinding the garment factory or salvage yard robberies, the auto shop contracts, none of that stuff, or your passive businesses really. There's only one bonus that will take the cake in terms of an MC business bonus. The rest of this stuff is definitely catered towards new players, or just switching things up and, you know, playing a different type of content and activity that you would otherwise be used to playing. Because a lot of this stuff is double money, it's more worth it than usual, but is it still worth it overall and sacrificing making money elsewhere? I would also argue no. Now, to start off, before we talk about all the legal ways to make money, because I will just say that, you have double money and double RP opportunities on the new forklift operator game mode, the firefighter jobs, paper route, which are the 3 pieces of new content. We also have double money and double RP on taxi work, pizza delivery missions, quickie farm deliveries, safeguard delivery missions, the RC Bandito time trials, as well as the ISSI Classic races as the featured series, plus the community race series. But I wanted to start off with, I would say, the main business money making bonus, because this is actually the only technically like real illicit business you can use to make money this week. This week is entirely, almost majority focused, or absolutely majority focused, but almost entirely focused on legal money making with the jobs we just talked about. But the Coca-Cola lockup, if you have that MC business, it is giving you double the production speed as a bonus this week. So you can make about $630,000 per hour with the Coca-Cola production if you attribute your mansion business production speed boost to the actual Coca-Cola itself. Now, I'm sick of doing MC deliveries. We've been doing them for almost 2 months now. I'm sick to my stomach of them. I never want to do them again. I already didn't like doing them. With the double production speed, that basically is essentially, it's a roundabout double money bonus, right? You can make double the amount of money in the same amount of time. The only difference is you need to do an extra delivery, right? Because your product is producing twice as fast. I don't want to do more deliveries than I already have to, so I would have just preferred the double money bonus, or even a 1.5 times just to get a little bit of extra cash. I don't want to do more sale missions than I already have to. That being said, if you apply the mansion production speed boost with the double production speed boost already applied from the bonus this week, which is doubling it, it's pretty lethal. You know, you can just chain these Coca-Cola sale missions back to back to back, buy supply, sell it, buy supply, sell it, and you could just rip that all week long if you want. I'm sick to my stomach of these. If you love them, this is definitely the way to make some money with one of the bonuses this week. The rest of these, they're decent if you have no other business, but if you have this, this is probably the one you want to focus on. But now, let's check out some of the new content and see if it's actually worth playing as well with the bonuses applied. Jumping in, let's first get started on the firefighter rescue odd job. Now, with each of these new ones that were added to the game, when you get close to the actual location, so for example, the Los Santos Fire Department, you get a text on your phone. And for the fire department, it's volunteer firefighters wanted. We're on the lookout for talented people, not scared to get their hands dirty and maybe even a little burnt. Come by your local LSFD to start making a difference. And of course, the location on the map you can check out for the LS Fire Department is right here. Now, unlike say the pizza delivery missions, for example, there is only one location you have to come to. Same thing with the paperboy or the paper route missions, as well as the forklift operators. The LS Fire Department is only this fire station. So we're gonna go check this out. We're gonna hop off our oppressor. It looks like we gotta come right inside to this corner here, and let's begin work as a firefighter. Now, you can use, I believe, either the normal fire truck or the RCV for these missions, but you get one provided to you, it appears. And if we successfully complete 25 jobs as a firefighter, we unlock a bonus or reward. Okay, so that's pretty cool. There's some actual rewards tied to this, which is pretty nice right there. All right, help the people of Southern San Andreas. We gotta wait for dispatch. So it's similar to taxi work in the sense you gotta wait for dispatch, wait for basically a call that's supposed to bring you to, you know, in the case of taxi work, it's a customer. In the case of this, it's some poor soul who needs some help. It could be an animal, it could be a person, I guess, right? So help the people of Southern Los Santos and San Andreas as quickly as possible to maximize your earnings. It looks like this payment for this fire we're about to go to is $15,000. Now, mind you, this is my first time going through this activity and this job. You know, we're trying to see if these are actually worth making money with. I hear the paper route and the mail delivery boy missions are actually pretty solid. Players are making about a little over $50,000 in about 6 minutes. So I want to see what this one's like. And speaking of which, I would like to set my stopwatch because I didn't do that. But we'll start it now. We'll just say we've been on it for about a minute or so. But let's head on over to the destination. I got to mark it on my map. I also am just taking the roundabout way right now, but we are going to commit to it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll just skip ahead and we'll see what it's like when we get there. You can see as well before we come up on the location of the fire, since we're not getting there as quick as possible, we've already lost a little bit of cash that we could be earning on this. I went the wrong way. I should have gone in from the other side. Oh, whoops. Map knowledge failing me right here. We have several different fires to put out. And like I said, whether you use your own Pegasus fire truck or the RCV or the one that's provided to you, all of it will get the job done. But I guess in the case of the others, you know, maybe you can have them spawn right next to you, for example, especially the RCV. But we're just using the normal one. You gotta aim, you know, the fire hose at the vehicles on fire. So we put that out. One fire right there, I guess, is what, $14,250. Wait for dispatch. We'll just keep on going. So that's about 3 minutes right there for 15 grand. I want to see, I'm going to do a couple, and I want to see if our payout increases on each one or if we're just getting 15K each time. It appears that we're just getting 15K for each fire. Which is not too bad. I mean, we only have to drive like a mile, mile and a half to each destination. And so call it 15K every 2 to 3 minutes. Extrapolate that out to an hour. That's not bad hourly pay right there. You know, this is already a lot better than taxi work where you're starting from a decently low fare and tip, and then you have to work your way up to like 10 fares total, and then you max out on your tip and fare, like payouts, right? So in the case of this, I feel like you can kind of just jump right into the action, whereas with taxi work, for example, you need to like build up to making an actual appropriate amount of money for that activity. So this is good if you just want to jump right in and start earning rather than, you know, with taxi work, again, for example, you need to put in a bunch of deliveries with the customers first and, you know, bring them to their destinations before you start getting optimal cash from the activity. This allows you to just jump right in, which is nice. All right, here we are. Wow, this is crazy. This whole house is on fire. Oh Lord. I guess I gotta get closer. The water wasn't reaching. Do I need to spray it on top? What's going on? Oh wait, hold on. You have to aim it at certain segments. You can't just spray it on the whole entire house. You gotta go up to the side of it and everything. So don't be afraid to get close. Spray all the windows that have the fire and the flames coming out, because that's what's gonna decrease the fire meter. I guess I gotta get a little bit further away from that side or something. You can still see it's like activated there. It should disappear, but it's not for some reason. Oh, okay. I'll come to the neighbor's property, and there you go. That's gonna help me get the rest of the way. I was gonna say, that was really annoying trying to get it from the front. I didn't even think about coming to the side. I didn't know it would actually work like that. So, all in all, about 5 minutes right there, and we made just under $30,000, which is on the lower end of like a security contract that would pay on average $35,000 to $70,000. So, $30,000 in 5 minutes. We're not even done. We gotta go rescue the civilian. Hold on. Whoops. I'm not paying attention. I'm rambling. The civilian has a certain amount of health, and we gotta get in there and rescue them fast. One of the leaks show you rescuing an animal, but it looks like today we are gonna be rescuing a person. We gotta go find them. We gotta locate them. There's tons of smoke. They're not in the bathroom. They're probably in their bedroom then. I can't get out. I'm stuck. Here he is. He needs help. We must rescue him. Right on the D-pad, pick him right up. He's passed out from inhaling all the smoke. This poor guy. Let's save him. And there we go. The EMTs have arrived. We just gotta enter our fire truck. We're still losing money. This is interesting. Okay. Let's get back in. And poof, there we go. So yeah, $28,000 in, well, now that was 6 minutes right there. So call it about 5 minutes or so, you know, especially once you get faster doing these, and you're making about $30,000. Now let's check out the paper route delivery missions. But I'd like to quit this job, and I'd like to get our payout right there. So there we go. All right, now in the case of the Los Santos Meteor, basically the paper route delivery, competent drivers wanted, been bitten by the nostalgia bug and pining for those simpler days of paper routes, or just consumed by passion to keep the spurious objectivity of print media alive. Whatever the reason, contact the Los Santos Meteor today. This is the location if you want to get started with this odd job. And don't forget, with all of these odd jobs, if you do 5 of them this week, you get some rewards here. They are basically, the reward for the 5 different odd jobs is you get rewarded with the Downtown Cab Company Revere collar shirt within 72 hours. And then we also have some pizza delivery bonuses, which we'll be talking about. But I want to talk about the new content first and just highlight this specific activity. So the Los Santos Media requires newspapers to be delivered quickly to their loyal readers. Successfully completing all 10 deliveries will unlock something, I missed it. So we have a duffel bag, we have a bike. It's a quick time trial here, sort of. We'll just go up and around. I guess we'll go to this one first. We have 5 minutes to go through. I feel like we're gonna be rushing to do this. We need to complete this in 5 minutes. I already went the wrong way. I was supposed to get on the highway. Oh, good Lord. Talk about fails already. What is this vehicle? This is the normal, oh, not the Hakuja. This is the Dinka Thrust, okay. Which is not a terrible motorcycle in a straight line. It's slower than the Batty 801 and doesn't have the best handling. Or I think it's actually slightly faster than the unupgraded Batty 801, but it doesn't have as good handling. Whenever it's recommended as like a removed vehicle for the week, when it used to be removed, if it's back on in-game websites, I always reviewed it, not like super highly, but I said it was fine. It was worth a purchase because it wasn't super expensive. But we're just going around. We got to chuck these papers when we get there, so I might as well see it the first objective. Paper delivery number 1, we just throw it on their front porch, which is nice. All right, cool. Now we will get to the next one, which is right up the road. Not too bad. I didn't really need to make use of my mini-map right there, but I'll just skip the drive. We'll just go to each one so we can, you know, kind of see by the end of it how much money we're going to make. We can already see we earned $2,500 just for one. And just from the time it's taken to get here, you know, a minute and a half to this point, I would say so far the fireman rescue missions are definitely a lot better so far. But we'll see. I mean, once we do all 10, maybe my opinion will change. And every time you deliver, you get extra time, which is good. So you're not limited to just 5 minutes to do 10 deliveries. But you do need to be quick going through all them. So plan your route accordingly. You know, do a clockwise loop, counterclockwise loop, whatever you prefer. And just make sure to check off each objective. Paper route number 3, chuck that along. Get decent RP from each drop too. Now we're going into the hills. I guess I'll bang these out too. I'm doing the counterclockwise loop today, it appears. It's crazy too. I got the Los Santos Fire Department outfit on with a duffel bag, delivering newspapers on like a sport touring bike. That's an absolutely crazy combination to see right there. Like if I saw this in real life, I mean, that would be a fever dream. It would be like the Twilight Zone, you know what I mean? Chuck that one up at his stoop. Let's go over here. We have 2 more up in the Vinewood Hills, and it's telling me to go the other way, but I'm already climbing up this hill, so I continue on with this route. All right, that was the 5th paper. We will move on to the 6th. Oh, I can't go out that gate. We're still hanging in there. I mean, we're above the par time right now, you know? We have technically gained time since the beginning of the activity because we're pretty efficient with this. Obviously, if you crash and stuff like that, that's going to deduct time and you'll lose some of the bonuses, but that's fine. But overall, though, you know, 4.5 minutes for $12,500. We made $15,000 in less than 3 minutes on the fire truck. So keep that in mind. There we go. Paper number 6. Let's go do number 7 for this. Yeah, we're going to turn around, it looks like. I'm just going to go up this hill, too. I'm going to hit this, hit the jump. Look at that. That's perfect execution right there. Paper number 7. Whoops, I missed. We got to chuck it there. We have 3 more to go. 1 just down the road and then a couple more after that. This motorcycle is honestly pretty stable, too. I should have wiped out a couple times already, but this thing, you don't really get dismounted and flung like off, you know, off the bike like you would with other motorcycles, which is kind of nice. It's a very forgiving one to ride. But you could see here, as we get further up in the paper deliveries, as we're delivering more and more, look at our bonus, or our total earned. It's going up. Instead of 2,500 bucks a paper, or I guess, you know, earlier on it was even less than that. We just made 5 grand for that last one, which is pretty nice. So this one is probably, what, 10 G's, I would imagine? And then we'll see what the next one is after that. 10, then 20, then 30, and that's it. So we're gonna make, yeah, probably $50,000 at the end of this for these last couple. 40,000, maybe we get like a $10,000 bonus. Let's see, we're coming up on location number 9. I don't know how I'm gonna get here. Whoops, I probably went the wrong way, didn't I? Can I get out this way? Thank God I can. Okay, chuck this paper. Now, unfortunately, I'm in a bad spot, so we're gonna take the sidewalk, and then we're gonna have to cross one of the bridges, but let's see. I'm gonna cross this one right here. I just took that guy out at the kneecaps. Sorry, buddy. Last one, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no, 22,500 for that. Wait, okay, never mind. I guess I thought it was jumping up more, but I guess not. Let's chuck this last paper. Oh, nice. What the Dude, come on, man. Like, what? The Windows glitched it out. $46,000 in 8 minutes. Whereas we made 30,000 in 5 minutes with the fire truck. So this averages out. You're making about, you know, call it $15,000 every 3 minutes with this activity too. Whereas with the fire truck, again, you could just jump in, do a couple, and leave. This, you would have to commit to all 10 to get that actual, you know, like 15K every 3-minute rate. But not too bad right there. Now let's check out the forklift operator for the third piece of new content this week and see how it stacks up. Probably about the same thing, 15,000 every 3 minutes maybe. And lastly, for the forklift operator, we are visiting the nearby Alpha Male facility to begin doing the forklift jobs in the warehouse. Let's check out the text though. Are you forklift certified? Absolutely not. Have you got fewer than 10 substance-related heavy machinery accidents on your record? No, I have 20. Able to keep your mouth shut if you witness one? Absolutely. Get in touch with Alpha Male today. All right, let's go into the front door here and see how it is. Now, I know the forklifts in this game are very glitchy sometimes. They're supposed to have weight limits and stuff like that, but it's funny, you can like kind of maneuver them in certain ways to ignore it. Like if you lift up the front of the forklift and get out of the vehicle, you can lift up anything in the game. It's pretty funny how they just like bug out. So this requires all the goods to be loaded into vans. We have so many pallets, and the question is, where's our forklift? Here it is. All right. 3 goods loaded. Use a forklift to load 3 goods at a time onto the conveyor belt so they can be transferred into a delivery van. All right, let's get started here. This doesn't seem like the one I should have been loading though. Hold on, I gotta get this out of the way. Whoops. Yeah, that literally isn't highlighted as goods. That's hilarious. I was about to like put the wrong thing on the conveyor belt. Let's pick up this package right here. Oh my God. Operating the forks are so annoying on this forklift, dude. Up. We will reverse. And lace this one down. That is good number 1. Let's go for number 2. Let me just speed this up so we can see the payout. I'm just grabbing random goods. It looks like you can get different things like the antique set, counterfeit goods, hazardous goods, jewelry sets, and tobacco sets, and that will give you a bonus payout. I just found that out now. I'm loading these on, so I'll worry about it next time. No point in me starting now. I guess I'll go for this one though. This looks pretty high value. This is probably the hazardous goods, maybe. Can this forklift get lower, dude? I'm just holding down on the analog stick and it's just not lowering. Oh my God. Honestly, even if the payout's good, it's a pain in the ass operating the forklift itself. And so I don't want to deal with it. Like for me, so far, my favorite has been the fire truck. Let me know down in the comments for you which one your favorite is. Can this just lower, please? Good Lord. I mean, come on. It's not forgiving. I'm also playing this like a total fool, but you know what I mean? Okay, there we go. Now we need to get off the forklift and turn on the conveyor belt to send the goods to the delivery van. So let's do that. So far, we're about 3 minutes in. A little bit more, or excuse me, a little bit under 3 minutes. You can quit working for Alpha Male at any time by holding the button. Okay, so we did the mixed goods. I want to see the payout just for that, because I'm good. I don't really need to do any more. I just want to see the payout for that. $9,600 with no bonus, mind you. If we did the right bonus on 3 sets of goods, and if we did 5 sets with 5 vans loaded, then we'd be getting more. Since we did it at night, we got a night shift bonus. So, you know, you load the right crates, You do a bunch of them, you hang in there for 5, 10, 15 minutes, and you could probably make some decent money. We just made 10 grand in 3 minutes. So fire trucks made us about 15 grand in 3 minutes, slightly under, but like if we just stayed at 15 grand, call it 15 grand in 3 minutes for one fire truck rescue. We made about 15 grand every 3 minutes with the paper route. That being said, though, we had to do all 10 deliveries to get to that average rate, because if we only did the first couple, we weren't going to make any money at all. So paper route is very similar to the taxi deliveries, where you need to work your way up to a higher payout, and then once you get to that point, continue doing it and farming it, and you can make decent cash that way if you're looking to play that activity to make money. Same thing when it comes to the forklift jobs, but with this one, I just don't prefer that. I prefer just riding around on a motorcycle, throwing papers at people's front doors. I do not want to move crates. That is, like, it's tedious, it's annoying, a little bit buggy. I don't prefer it. And you can see, unless you do the activity at night, you load 5 vans, you load a bunch of crates over and over and over, and you get the correct ones, so you got to pay attention. You can't just mindlessly do it. You're gonna miss out on all the good bonuses that probably make it worth it. So I would say forklift is my least favorite. Paper route is middle of the road. I like the firefighter rescue a lot. I like the payout. I also like the activity. That's pretty cool. Next up, as a money bonus, well, okay, you have a couple things, because you have the weekly challenge, which for this particular week, this is why we're jumping into this. You do 5 deliveries for Pizza This, and you make $300,000 as a bonus for the weekly challenge. Plus, you also get the Pizza This t-shirt. So we're gonna come to this pizza location and just do 5 of them. While this is on double money in general, which is nice, I'm only doing it for the 300K just for the 5 deliveries. There's 3 locations you could start from. You have Vinewood, which we're in right now. We have Legion Square and Vespucci Beach. Each one of these pizza deliveries, oh wow, look at these locations. These are absolutely terrible. This is gonna take a while, but as I continue here, we'll just talk about this activity. Each one gives you 5 deliveries in the city. There's not a ton of long drives to the desert, but we do have some unlucky locations out on the west side on the highway. The routes kind of rotate between the city zones as well as, you know, the beach and stuff like that. Right now with the double payouts, each delivery pays out about $4,600. plus a $20,000 bonus if you finish all 5 within 10 minutes. That's around $43,500 per run, or nearly $130,000 total if you do 5 deliveries for all 3 restaurants back to back. Now, with smart routing and your own upgraded Pizza Boy scooter, which by the way you can get for free, it's $0 to claim this week off of the Southern San Andreas Super Autos website, or you can buy it at Simeon's and just get it for $0. If you use that one and put the performance upgrades on it, you can make decent cash. That's around, you know, $330,000 to $430,000 an hour, depending on how quick or slow you are delivering the pizzas themselves. The heat meter that you see, it's just a 10-minute soft timer. So as long as you're not AFK, you're gonna clear that easily. You just don't want your pizzas to get cold, and that's why Rockstar added that heat meter. The pizza shop, once you do all 5 deliveries, it goes on cooldown after that. But since there are 3 in total, like I was talking about, you can just start doing another one and rotate through all of them with no downtime. Once you do all 5 deliveries as well, like I said, you get the weekly challenge completion, which is $300,000 plus the Pizza This t-shirt, which is kind of nice right there. So anyways, we're going through. Let me just bang these deliveries out so we can see the payout pop up after getting all 5 done. Dude, we may not even make it to this final destination in time. I should have just used my other Pizza Boy scooter that I have. I forget what garage it's in, but I should have just taken the time to call that out as a personal vehicle. We got the worst RNG with the deliveries possible, and I may actually fail this on the 5th delivery, which means I'll have to do 1 more, and I don't want to do that, man. I already have experienced probably the most boring 9 minutes of my life, and it's making me want to turn off the game for the rest of the day. But we must continue onwards. Please, bro, we're almost there. Please let me make it in time. Do not fail me. I am right here. I'm right here. If I fail this, I'm going right up to the door. Come on. Come on. I'm right here. I'm right here. Yes. Oh my gosh. I was about to freak out if we didn't make it in time, dude. There we go. $44,202. But that's not all. Remember, $300,000 as a bonus for completing the weekly challenge as well. So $344,000 in 10 minutes. I will take that. I will not be doing any more pizza deliveries for $44,000 only in 10 minutes. Absolutely not. No way. Next up is double money and double RP on taxi work. I'm burned out on this activity, and this video would be too long if I showed every single legal odd job to make money. But basically with the taxi work, with double money, you're making about $300,000 per hour. What's needed of you though with delivering these customers is you need to do 10 fares first to max out your fare payout. That will be around $90,000. After that, you can earn almost $100,000 from taxi work every about 20 minutes or so, which is not terrible. $300,000 is amazing for this simple kind of content. It's extremely effective for new players and even longtime players who just want to, explore a different part of GTA Online. But then you try and stack it up against, say, the No Way Out missions or Cluck and Bell for 500K in an hour, or honestly, realistically under 45 minutes most of the time, unless you're brand new and you're just figuring out how to speedrun it. And it doesn't add up, right? But for doing, mindless driving around, delivering customer after customer after customer, not terrible. That being said, we have to talk about two other activities. This just is one I don't want to be doing this week. And there's no real bonus for doing it either, besides just the double money. Like the pizza this deliveries, I wanted to do because I earned $300,000 for doing so. But with this, I don't feel the need to do taxi work this week. Next up is the quickie farm deliveries, which are also paying out double money and double RP. These were released back with the Money Fronts DLC. They're, again, paying double. Basically, with this, you're delivering medical supplies for the quickie farm office, and you're delivering it to 6 random drop-off points across San Andreas. Think of it like a speed run with a bonus twist, and the payouts vary by distance. If you're going under 0.6 miles or less than 1 kilometer, you're getting paid out $5,000. If you have to travel between 0.6 miles to 2.5 miles total, so 1 to 4 kilometers total for a drop-off, you get paid $10,000. And if you're traveling over 2.5 miles to drop off a package, or over 4 kilometers, you're making $15,000. Plus, you earn 300 RP per delivery, as well as an extra 200 RP if you complete all 6. And that's about it. Your goal is to finish all 6 stops in under 10 minutes. That way, if you do it, you maximize your earnings, and you also unlock the Quickie Farm livery after full 5 runs. The Quickie Farm livery is available on vehicles like the Ubermax Sentinel XS, or not the XS. Is it the Sentinel? Yeah, the Sentinel XS, right? Not the XS4. The XS that released with the Money Fronts DLC. Damage to your vehicle reduces the supplies bar. That's gonna cut into your final payout, so just drive clean, drive fast. You could start a new delivery immediately after finishing one, so there's no cooldown. It's fast-paced, kind of low commitment, and if you just want to drive around, you're good to go. And now for one of the final activities I want to talk about in terms of the legal money-making odd jobs. We have double money and double RP on the safeguard deliveries. These are another decent way to stack some money with the double cash. Basically, you either come to this group sex location on the map right here, or you go to the Bobcat security and stockade area down here. Now, with these jobs, you deliver some high-value cargo, whether it's jewelry, antiques, even like hazardous materials across San Andreas. Each run pays out between $33,000 to $40,000 plus 2,000 RP. But there's a catch with this job, just like the others. Your payout is going to drop if your vehicle gets damaged, so you need to drive carefully. There's going to be enemies pursuing you on these runs as well, but you don't really have to worry about them. Them shooting you doesn't reduce your payout if they cause damage to your vehicle. It's only if you crash and damage your vehicle while you're driving itself. And you'll also get a heads up from the security company mid-mission warning you about those enemies who basically try and intercept your cargo. If you finish 5 runs, you can either unlock the special outfits for, like, for example, the Defender for the group sex job if you do that, or Bobcat Security. If you become a driver for Bobcat Security, you get that outfit for Bobcat. The best part on this one, again, no cooldown. Once you finish a delivery, you can immediately start the next one. It's kind of easy to chain back to back to back, but $33,000 to $40,000 for about 5 minutes, because when I've had to drive all the way from the south up to the Vinewood Hills. I've had to drive all the way out here in some cases. Sometimes you go east up by the power station or this gas station and stuff like that. So you can have short locations, you can have far deliveries. Again, not really one of the pieces of content I want to focus on necessarily this week. We're going to wrap things up right here, though, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Check me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, specifically twitch.tv/hazardoushdtv. Of course, make sure to take advantage of the Pizza Deliveries Weekly Challenge for the 300K. Do 5 of the odd jobs for the Downtown Cab Company t-shirt reward. And also just check out some of the new content that's paying out double money and double RP. Ultimately, with any of these odd jobs, they're not going to replace your business money grind. That's not the point of these, but for new players, they are valuable. And if you're a long long-time player and you're just bored of the usual day-to-day business grind and active money grinding, try some of this stuff out, see how you like it. With double money, it's more worth it to do now than, you know, it was before without the double money, so there's that saving grace as well. Anyways, have a fantastic day. I will see you guys in another video later on today talking about the free DLC vehicles that you can take advantage of this week for $0. Have a good one. Adios, amigos.